If you are a scientist who just received a major defense grant, if you work on hypersonics at Rocket Lab, if you were just laid off from L3 Harris in Florida, or if you hold a sole source patent from Aerojet Rocketdyne, you need to watch this video. Not because of what I'm going to tell you, but because of what's already happened to 11 people who had your exact job. I'm going to show you the pattern, the funding announcements, the corporate acquisitions, the disappearances, and then I'm going to show you what they are building and why they needed those scientists gone in order to build it. Here's what we found. Between 2023 and today, at least 11 scientists and researchers connected to U.S. national security labs have died or disappeared under circumstances that law enforcement still cannot fully explain. The House Oversight Committee has called this a grave threat to national security. The FBI is spearheading the investigation, and the White House has called the preliminary information pretty serious stuff. I was actually researching another story when I stumbled upon this information. Nearly every single one of these cases is connected by one thing: money. I'm not talking about conspiracy theories or shadowy organizations. I'm talking about money, contracts, and acquisitions, and the transfer of intellectual property worth billions of dollars. Let me show you the timeline. In December 2022, L3 Harris announces a $4.7 billion bid to acquire Aerojet Rocketdyne, a company that builds rocket engines for national security launches. In July of 2023, Michael Hicks, a NASA JPL scientist, dies. Cause undisclosed. July 28, 2023, the $4.7 billion deal closes. That same day, Aerojet CEO and CFO are removed. July 2024, Frank Mywald, another JPL researcher, dies. Cause undisclosed. No autopsy. June 2025, Monica Riza vanishes. She is the sole surviving inventor of Mondelloy, a superalloy used in those same rocket engines. 4 days later, Melissa Cassius vanishes from Los Alamos. February 2026, Carl Grillmeyer is shot and killed. General William McCaslin vanishes. Do you see the pattern? Now here's where we follow the money. First, the Air Force Research Laboratory, or AFRL, at Kirkland Air Force Base in New Mexico. This is General McCaslin's former command. Now there's the STAR program. Contract number FA945319S002 is an open funding vehicle for spaceflight systems research. It has awarded up to $100 million per contract. Monica Riza's work was directly funded by AFRL through this program. Second, the $4.7 billion L3 Harris acquisition of Aerojet Rocketdyne. This deal was explicitly about controlling hypersonics, missile defense, and advanced rocket engines. Third, the current wave. March 2026, the Pentagon awards Rocket Lab $190 million for hypersonic test flights. May 2026, and another $30 million from Anduril. And right now, as I'm recording this, L3 Harris is laying off dozens of employees in Florida. The same week those hypersonic contracts were announced. Follow the money. It always leads back to the same place. Now let's talk about these scientists that have gone missing. Monica Riza, NASA, JPL engineer, inventor of Mondelloy, vanished June 22, 2025, while hiking. Her car was found. She was not. She is the sole surviving inventor of that alloy. Her co-inventor died in 2014. General William McCaslin, retired Air Force Major General, former commander of the Air Force Research Laboratory, the very lab that funded Riza's work. McCaslin vanished February 27, 2026, while hiking in New Mexico. Michael Hicks, NASA JPL, died July 2023. Cause undisclosed. Frank Mywald, NASA JPL, died July 2024. Cause undisclosed. No autopsy. Carl Grillmeyer, Caltech astrophysicist, worked closely with JPL, shot and killed on his own porch February 16, 2026. Anthony Chavez, Los Alamos National Laboratory, decades-long employee, retired 2017, vanished May 2025. Melissa Cassius, Los Alamos Administrative Officer, vanished June 26, 2025, 4 days after Monica Riza. She had lost her security clearance due to financial issues. Stephen Garcia, government contractor at the Kansas City National Security Campus, the facility that builds 85% of non-nuclear components for U.S. nuclear weapons, vanished August 2025. Nuno Loureiro, MIT Fusion Director, shot December 2025. Jason Thomas, Novartis researcher, found dead March 2026. Amy Eskridge, anti-gravity researcher, died 2022. Before her death, she texted a colleague saying, quote, "If you see any report that I killed myself, I most certainly did not." So we got 11 people, 11 connections to classified research, and every single one of them disappeared or died within 2 years of a major funding event. So what are they building? Not one missile, not one engine, an entire end-to-end hypersonic weapons infrastructure. Let me break it down into 3 layers. Layer 1, the propulsion layer. This is the foundation. Without it, nothing flies. Monica Riza invented Mondaloy, a nickel-based superalloy that can withstand the extreme heat of hypersonic flight without burning. It is used in the AR-1 rocket engine, which is designed to replace Russian engines from American national security launches. Now, Mondaloy is the critical material that makes oxygen-rich staged combustion possible. Without it, American engine manufacturers couldn't safely build high-performance rocket engines. With it, they can, and Monica Riza was the last person on Earth who fully understood the proprietary process. Layer 2, the testing layer. This is the bridge between the lab and deployment. You cannot certify hypersonic weapons without flight testing. The Pentagon just awarded Rocket Lab $190 million for the HASTE program, 20 hypersonic test flights over 4 years. Another $30 million from Anduril. These flights recreate conditions that are impossible to replicate on the ground. Speeds above Mach 5, re-entry trajectories, glide body dynamics. This is where the science becomes a weapon. Layer 3 is the production layer. This is where the weapons get manufactured at scale. The $4.7 billion Air 3 Harris acquisition of Aerojet Rocketdyne was about one thing: control. Control over the merchant supplier of propulsion systems for missile defense, hypersonics, and advanced rocket engines. So the Pentagon is investing another $1 billion to expand production. Patriot interceptor production has tripled. And later this year, L3 Harris is spinning out a new missile company called AXYV, focused entirely on Patriot, THAAD, and Tomahawk systems. They are building a hypersonic industrial base from raw materials to mass production. And this brings me to the why. Why did these scientists have to disappear? Well, it's because each of them was a single point of failure. You see, Monica Riza was the sole surviving inventor of Mondaloy. If she walked away, if she took that knowledge to a competitor or simply retired, the entire propulsion layer would have had a hole in it. The AR-1 engine program would lose its material science foundation. The hypersonic pipeline would crack. You see, you cannot acquire a company and let the people who built it walk out the door with the secrets in their heads. This is the equation. Billions of dollars in acquisitions, trillion-dollar hypersonic weapons contracts, and human beings holding the proprietary knowledge. The money moves, then the company changes hands, then the scientist disappears. It's not random, it's consolidation. Intellectual property consolidation. And the human beings are the loose ends. Think about it. General McCaslin oversaw the lab that funded Riza. He knew where the money came from. He knew which programs were classified. He vanished. The JPL cluster, Hicks, Mywald, Grillmayer, all worked on space-based sensors and deep space missions. The same technologies that track hypersonic missiles, the same technologies that would be critical for missile defense. The Los Alamos cluster, Chavez, Casillas, worked at the lab that builds plutonium pits for nuclear weapons, the ultimate backstop for any conventional hypersonic exchange. They weren't just scientists, they were nodes on a network. And when the network was acquired, the nodes were removed. So this is a heads up, because I don't think they're finished. And I think there are people who need to be watching their backs right now. So in Group 1, we've got any scientists laid off from L3 Harris in Florida in May of 2026. If you were a senior propulsion engineer or materials scientist or a patent holder from the original Aerojet Rocketdyne acquisition, you fit the profile. The second group are researchers working on Rocket Lab's HASTE program. $220 million in hypersonics contracts just changed hands. The scientists who hold that proprietary knowledge are now the most valuable human IP in the defense sector. Group 3 are principal investigators funded by the STAR program at Kirkland Air Force Base, General McCaslin's former command. The money is still flowing. The window is still open. And Group 4, executives being transitioned out before the AXYV spinoff. That's the new missile company L3 Harris is launching in the second half of 2026 with $1 billion from the Pentagon. Now, if you're in any of these groups, I strongly suggest you keep your head on a swivel. Now, you're scientists, so I know you're not stupid, but I hope you understand something. Your knowledge is an asset, and right now, assets are being acquired, and the previous owners are being removed. Supposedly, the House Oversight Committee is investigating. The FBI is leading the effort, but here's the question nobody's asking out loud. If the pattern is this clear, if the money trail leads directly from defense contracts to missing scientists, Then why is no one connecting these dots in public? Is it because the investigation is ongoing? Or is it because the investigation is investigating itself? I don't know. But here's what I do know. 11 scientists are dead or missing. Billions of dollars have changed hands, and right now, as I'm speaking, more contracts are being awarded. More layoffs are happening. More people are becoming vulnerable. They are building a hypersonic weapons infrastructure, and they are removing the people who built it. I don't know about you, but I don't believe in coincidences, and this is a pattern. If you're one of these people, I hope this video helps you see the pattern before it's too late. And if you're not, maybe just watch the funding announcements, watch the acquisitions, and watch who disappears next. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.